Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So, without further ado, let's check out today's news. Chargers expected to trade Commander star WR for big draft pick acquisition. It's no surprise to anyone who follows the team that the Los Angeles Chargers are in the market for a wide receiver. After letting franchise legends Keenan Allen and Mike Williams leave as free agents last offseason, the team turned to a younger core at the position, but they've largely underwhelmed. Rookie second-round pick Ladd McConkey has been the only player who has consistently impacted the passing game, so the Chargers know they need to make things easier for Justin Herbert. Important players are hard to come by this late in the offseason, but fortunately for them, there's a disgruntled receiver in the NFC who could be available soon. The Washington Commanders are coming off their most successful season in decades and believe they're in a prime position to compete for a championship. However, star receiver Terry McLaurin is also coming off his most successful season as a pro and wants to be richly compensated for it, which could throw a wrench in Washington's plans. It's highly likely that the two sides will be able to reach an agreement before the season. But if that doesn't happen, there's a very real possibility that McLaurin will ask for a trade. In that case, the Chargers should make an immediate call to try to acquire him. Bleacher Report put together a mock trade between the two teams, in which Los Angeles would receive McLaurin in exchange for second and fourth-round picks and wide receiver Quentin Johnston. That would be a steep price to pay for a receiver who has never topped the 1,200-yard mark, but his talent is evident. And last year was the first time he played with a great quarterback. The Chargers and Herbert could be the perfect place for the former third-round pick to ascend to elite status. Commanders' Trey Hendrickson dream all but shattered after stunning turnaround. Dream is almost over. Washington Commanders fans still dreamed of acquiring defensive end Trey Hendrickson via trade sometime this offseason. Adam Peters has not given in to their demands, largely due to the team's intense trade activity since adopting a win-now model. And now, that dream may be about to end for good. Hendrickson has been at odds with the Cincinnati Bengals over a new deal. He wants to be paid among the league's top pass rushers, and his 35 sacks over the past 2 seasons justify another commitment from the notoriously cheap franchise. That hasn't happened yet, but this notable development represents a positive step in the right direction. Trey Hendrickson contract talks resume, which is bad news for the Commanders according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. The Bengals and Hendrickson have resumed talks on a new contract. That's always been the player's preference, so it shouldn't be long before something is worked out if the money matches his on-field influence. Both parties have resumed communication about the contract and his future with the team, sources told ESPN's Jeremy Fowler on Sunday. Trey Hendrickson, who is coming off an all-pro season and led the NFL in sacks with 17.5 in 2024, says he remains steadfast in his desire for a long-term contract extension. But this is a positive turn of events in a long-running standoff. Hendrickson has not participated in any of the team's off-season workouts, including last week's mandatory minicamp. For missing 3 days of practice, Hendrickson was fined nearly $105,000. While this will likely anger some sections of the fan base, Hendrickson has never been a legitimate option for the Commanders. Peters has invested significant resources in bringing cornerback Marshon Lattimore, wide receiver Deebo Samuel Sr., and left tackle Laramie Tunsil to the organization in recent months. giving up a huge ransom for the all-pro edge rusher, as well as offering him a multi-million-dollar contract upon his arrival, never seemed feasible. That doesn't alleviate concerns about Washington's offense moving forward this season. Peters seems quietly confident, especially if Javon Kinlaw can influence a defensive end position in the right situations. But with no one speaking out about Washington's mandatory minicamp, the pressure is mounting for decisive action. That doesn't include Hendrickson. He will be rewarded by the Bengals, barring a drastic and potentially fatal breakdown in negotiations this time around. DJ Moore has been traded to the Washington Commanders, with the Washington Commanders dealing with the absence of wide receiver Terry McLaurin. Now is the perfect time to revisit a DJ Moore trade. While it would have made sense right after the NFL draft, nothing has been done. Now that McLaurin is holding out. This deal that was previously explored in a TWSN article could have new life. Nothing is official yet, but it's hard to ignore the fit for both sides. The Bears should be willing to trade Moore due to a number of factors, the most important being the fact that they invested in 2 receiving weapons in the 2025 NFL Draft. Not only did the Bears draft Colston Loveland with the 10th overall pick, they also made Luther Burden the 41st overall pick. It's worth noting that the Bears selected Rome Odunze with the 9th overall pick just a year prior. Despite giving Moore a contract extension, it's hard to say the Bears are 100% confident in him. The Commanders could use the situation to add another weapon to Jaden Daniels. DJ Moore trade proposal. Washington Commanders receive DJ Moore. Chicago Bears receive 2027 second-round pick, 2026 sixth-round pick. The Commanders don't have a second-round pick until 2027, and a 2026 first-round pick would be too much for Moore. Since it doesn't appear the Bears are actively interested in Moore at the moment, the sixth-round pick could be a nice draw. Either way, the sixth-round pick isn't necessarily crucial in such a big deal. Why DJ Moore makes sense for the Washington Commanders. As mentioned above, the Commanders run the risk of McLaurin holding out. McLaurin is entering the final year of his contract and wants to get paid. If this drags on, we could see a very slow start from McLaurin, or, worse yet, he ends up missing time due to the issue. Trading for Moore gives the Commanders the opportunity to move McLaurin if things don't work out. Based on the Commanders' current roster, they're not in a position to do well with McLaurin. If they do want to trade McLaurin, they'll have Deebo Samuel as their WR1, with Noah Brown as their WR2. With the receiving cores of that caliber, the Commanders are almost guaranteed to miss the playoffs. How DJ Moore fits in Washington. With Moore, the Commanders don't have to worry about his contract. Moore isn't set to become a free agent until 2030. With his first outing in 22-8, it's not like the Commanders should just trade Moore if they want to move McLaurin.